Our way of life has changed in the short term, and we need to understand we need to make these sacrifices if we're going to avoid consequences in the long term. This epidemic is a health crisis which we've never seen before in our lifetime. It is serious. Some epidemiologists, medical experts expect that Massachusetts will have more than 10,000 cases by the end of March. Some predict a surge will overrun our healthcare system.
This week at the Somerville Media Center, we have been participating in a youth journalism program reporting on the coronavirus and the impact it's had in our community. We have decided to interview each other and our family members on how they're staying busy and sane.
I mean, at first I felt really happy, but then it kind of went to okay, because I knew I'd be bored because I don't have a lot. I mean, I have a lot to do, but after doing it over and over again, the same things every day, it gets boring.
And it's some final words, just, everyone's afraid right now. Everyone's nervous. Everyone is concerned for themselves, for their families, for the economy. So just be kind to each other. We're gonna get through this together. Be kind to your neighbor, to your friends, and to strangers, because we're all struggling right now, and the only way that this is going to be easier is if we work together.
It's going back to that Pata line, going back to the basics, fashioning things, starting from scratch, learning to rebuilding this world, you know what I mean?
We need to laugh. We need to remember about sleep, which most of us are forgetting about. We need to remember that it's okay to have a picnic out in the yard. It's okay to maybe, with a little bit of more caution than we normally would have done.
Now, think of a job you love, somebody you love to work with, something you can't wait to do, something that lifts you up. And notice the difference in the energy in your body when you do that.
47,952,000 seconds with biocompatible plastic ventricles implanted in chest, battery burrowed in backpack as if it were broken pencils, diasplasia of lower pumping chambers causing abnormal rhythms happens to 1 in 1,000 people. And without his name, misplaced in the crevice of her white privilege, the rest felt strange. Say his name.
Think about how that must have felt to have a knee, and really 6 knees, because there were 3 police officers on him for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
All lives won't matter until Black women's lives matter. We have a lot of work to do. Lives Matters is not the end all and the be all, but it's where we are, and I'm going to go for it 100%.
Mr. President, friends, and fellow citizens, the task before me is one which requires much previous thought and study for its proper performance. I do not remember ever to have appeared as a speaker before any assembly more shrinkingly, nor with greater distrust of my ability than I do this day.
This, for the purpose of this celebration, is the 4th of July. It is the birthday of your national independence and of your political freedom.
Their eyes looking into the sky, some in horror, some in awe, some frozen and staring. And as he flew, the mothers grabbed their children and ran them up the front stairs of their porches, doors slamming and bolting, except for this one child, a black cape and a white painted face.
That 1 in 8 people in Eastern Mass is expected to experience food insecurity in 2020 just as a result of COVID-19. So can you talk a little bit about the added challenges that have been brought about by the pandemic based on what you've seen?
So the Somerville Homeless Coalition is kind of getting hit both ways when it comes to this pandemic. Because of the lack of employment, it's having an effect on people's housing.
That's really, in order for us to still, maintain and be able to supply the people that are in need, donations could really support us.
So what's going on is dry ice is a very portable refrigerant, which is 109 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. So in order to transport the vaccines and maintain the temperature, they need to have dry ice. So what's happening is the dry ice is the vaccines being shipped here on dry ice. And as the dry ice sublimates, they have to replenish it because the vaccine can stay up to, I think, 30 days in dry ice without expiring. So it's been pretty busy here, and it's all exciting to be part of the supply chain that's moving the vaccine around the country and the world, actually, and saving lives.
Thank you, Councilor McLaughlin. Thank you, Councilor Klingon. Thank you, Councilor Strezzo. Thank you to the team at the Somerville Media Center. We will see you all in 2021.